Full body training is one of the most old school way to develop one of the best physique ever, and has personally helped me pack most of my size and strength, just like for many lifters amongst decades of bodybuilding. Today, I would like to take the time to make a training series and show you how you can yourself do full body training, create a program, follow a template, have training logic, and make all of that in a comprehensive guide. I am also writing an ebook that you can get right now as it is in pre-order. Thank you.
Tes-moi les bras, tes-moi les bras. Alright guys, so today, new full body, second one of the week. I'm going to start off with heavy machine on the back. So wide grip roll, elbows out, and the goal will be to just go as hard as possible. Multiple things to take note. First thing first, it is trap bias, because it's my goal to get the traps. If you want to go with over back or just lats, you do what you want, you do what you do, okay? Second thing is that it's a machine, so the stress is quite low on the joint, and the stability is high, but it is not a reason to go softly. It is actually a reason to go even harder. So even though machines are supposedly way easier on the body, it will hurt, and this is what we want as a bodybuilder. Last thing, I'm going to use GymPin because I need more weight, so that's why the pin look extended. So it's one of my sponsor, British brand. I have my promo code in the description if you want. I'm not really able right now to special it as usual, as you have known me, with like a press or something, because it's just too packed, and also I'm not done with digesting. So I'm a bit late, sorry man. So I'm just going to do light stuff for forearms. Not going to pack me so much. I have strong forearm, good grip, so not an issue. But I'm going to postpone a bit the pressing movement for later. Today, since I have already gone quite hard Monday on the delts pressing, I'm going to go easier regardless on delt, chest, triceps, except in isolation. So it's not a big deal actually, just for time management and fatigue management and digestion management basically. So we are done now with the first row. I'm going to go on a second back exercise, rowing again, but with one arm, kind of flat bias, but really it's just to go heavier and to have another variation. So same machine, and the only thing I'm going to do is simply sit, and instead of pulling that way, like this, I'm going to pull that way. So the goal will be to have the elbow closer, like this, and to slightly tilt, but also at the same time. Okay, so now we are going to do pressing movement. I couldn't choose, so let's choose for me. And he wanted me to do an incline dumbbell, 45 degrees angle, which is my favorite actually. Thank you, bro. So dumbbell pressing, it's been a while, so it will most likely look like I have Parkinson's. No offense to Parkinson's people. The biggest con with dumbbell pressing is the stability aspect, but there is an even bigger con, and that is the setup. Because heavy dumbbells are most likely bigger. And the bigger it is, the harder it is to stabilize. So it's really dangerous to do heavy pressing, heavy dumbbell, because many things can happen between the moment you're actually setting up yourself and doing the first step. Three things can help you. First thing first, put the dumbbell on the bench. That way you do not have to go and grab them on the rack or on the floor and fatigue yourself. All you have to do is like that, and you sit. Second thing, when you set up, quite simple. If you're doing shoulder pressing, you will up them one at a time, okay? If you're doing chest pressing or incline pressing or lat pressing, both at the same time. Here I am at 45 degree angle, so both can apply. The system is heavy. I'm going to do both legs at the same time. You put the dumbbell on the tip of the leg, really nearly on the knee, and you're going to give a knee kick like that, and then curl it, not just go out, because you're going to do it, it's going to be painful. And you're going to use momentum at the same time. It looks like this. Okay, so there, and then you press. You do your set. This is warm up, so I'm just doing that. When you're done, you go down here and you do the reverse, like that. Then you'll have to do afterward. Ta-da, ta-da. Okay, so now we're switching onto delt pressing and a little bit of forearm isolation. I'm going to do cock-off press, so BTN press, strict, wide grips, pretty light. I'm just going to use one blade, but I'm going to push overhead. The goal is just to pre-hard the shoulder, work the external rotator, work the mobility. The side delt also, it's a good stretch for the shoulder, and it really keep them healthy. I have never had any issues with BTN press, and I've actually had more issues with a bench press, flat press, decline press. So it's not dangerous. It's just a matter of mobility, also plyometry and bone structure basically. And I'm going to switch that with wrist curl, with fat grips. So two things. Wrist curl are one of the best exercises to isolate your wrist flexors, your forearm, but you need to do them in an intelligent manner, which means that you need to have an exercise that is going to put the stress and the stretch on the muscle and not just select them. That's why behind the back wrist curl is not a so good exercise. Bump and finish it off, but not really work them. That's why I do them bracing against the bench. And for the fat grip, it's both for comfort, because they are big handed, so to really cuff them, to really wrap them around like that, and to be comfortable, it's way better that way for me. And it's also because that way I have a much more larger surface of contact with my palm, so with my wrist, and so it's less stressful on the joint. The only benefit you would have to do wrist curl without fat grip would be to just let the barbell roll all the way down to the first metacarpus, right there. So it's about more stretch basically, and then throw it up again to have it move inside your hand. Apart of that, just use fat grip both for comfort, prevention of injury, and for even overall performance. It's just going to be easier for you to push harder on your forearm. And yeah, just 60 kilograms really for the reps, just to fun. I'm going to attack them on another day. Okay, so now we're going to go on to arm isolation. And for some of you that have already watched my upper lower training series, you will recognize it immediately. I'm going to do exactly the same thing, because as we say in French, un changement d'équipe qui gagne, which means you do not change the team that is winning. So, same thing, I'm going to do cross-body triceps to train the shortened position or the flex position of the tricep, which is also very elbow-friendly. And I'm going to supersede it with seated curl. And then I'm going to do katana extension or overhead extension, which is a lengthen or stretch position of the tricep. And I'm going to do basically incline curl on the cables.
Vas-y.
Alright, so now we're done with the upper body. I'm switching on to the lower body. So today it's going to be quite easy because we went hard on the first full body, and we're also going to go hard on the third full body. So today is just really easy. Some hip thrust, some isolation work. I'm starting out with a hip thrust for several reasons. First, good posture chain exercise. Second, is going to warm up basically the whole lower body. There is a bit of a stigma, I believe, onto training glutes, especially for male. You shouldn't. First thing first, it looks cool. Second, it is extremely important and key for everything, from strength to athleticism to longevity. The person that has the best strength in terms of lower body muscle is the one that will age the best. The persons that have the strongest glutes, quads, and hamstrings are the ones that are going to be the least injured when doing sport. I'm talking soccer, football, basket, sprints, whatever, really. And the person who has the strongest, biggest muscle are also going to have the most strength potential. So when you're doing your powerlifting stuff, your weightlifting stuff, even your bodybuilding stuff, the bigger these muscles are, the better, basically. So it is quite important, actually, to train your glutes. Is it just a good exercise for glutes? Debatable. But is it a good exercise to not fatigue too much your whole body, your posterior chain, your spine? Yes, it's cool. Basically like a concentration curve for your biceps. So since we already hit them hard quite well with squats and split squats, and we're going to do daily variation on the third day, this is kind of a good in-between, to just hit them but not too hard. Okay, so for the lower body isolation work that we just did, that's why I'm totally done. It was a superset with leg extension and leg curl. So pretty self-explanatory and self-explanatory too. Leg extension is the best exercise to train quads in a shortened position and also to benefit from the stretch reflex for the rectus femoris, so the muscle in the middle of the quad. Compared to a few months ago, where I was still dealing with a few joint issues, I was much more tonic and much more explosive. I was just basically taking advantage of what we call the stretch reflex, just like Tom Blaz was doing in his days, to basically stretch and accelerate as much as possible on the quad and then flex as hard as possible, but still with somewhat a bit of control. For leg curl, nothing much to say really, just as quick as possible, lying down. I like to go be eccentric to keep attention on the hamstring and not let the calf tilt all the work, because it's what happens when you go too fast, since the soleus is an accessory of knee flexion. So you have to kind of slow down the eccentric baby pose at the bottom and the top to really have as much as possible done by the hamstring. And by hamstring, I mean biceps femoris, the knee flexor. And afterward, we did some hip stuff, so hip abductor and hip adductor. Hip abductor is just to train the external rotation and finish off the glutes that we already worked on the hip thrust. And the hip abductor is really both for prehab, because I had a few hip issues, and it was because my adductor were too soft and too weak compared to other muscles, and also to simply put as much meat as possible on the hip and to make it appear as wide and as thick as possible from every angle, especially from the front and the back, and also to prevent any kind of knee stuff that I already have stayed. So yeah, it's just high vibration work, pumping as much blood as possible, good form, with somewhat heavy weight, because you're not going to grow it like it. And that's about it, really. It was the workouts in a nutshell. Yeah, thank you for watching.